I know we're not the same. We're really, we're really not the same. And the way we reason and rationalize things and the world and how it works normally highlights and exposes how different we are in our psychology, in our reasoning abilities and models and capacities. So Kim Kardashian tweeted that hate speech is inexcusable, and further on went to say that all the violence and rhetoric against Jewish people needs to come to an immediate end. She does not support it in the slightest. A lot of people obviously saw this as a shot, understandably so, at Kanye, at Ye, because Ye has been accused recently of anti-Semitic sentiments on various platforms. I think on Drinking Champs as well with Nori. That conversation was taken down off YouTube. He's now lost his partnership agreement with Balenciaga. I believe his Adidas deal for Yeezys may have come to an end, if it's not coming to an end, or it's being renegotiated. And obviously he's closed his deal with the Gap. And that's not necessarily because of his sentiments, but I know that that deal has come to an end. And he's been accused of anti-Semitism. He's been accused of speaking out against Jewish people, etc., etc. And it's opening up a conversation, a conversation which I don't particularly want to get into, because I had an epiphany 2 weeks ago and I realized the platforms that we use, mainstream media, TV, radio, print, social media, platforms like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, maybe even WhatsApp, for example, TikTok, YouTube, even a Google. Those platforms have people that own them, number one. People that founded them, people that are the major shareholders, people that are the executive team. And then they've got people that are responsible for the biggest amount of revenue on those platforms. And normally, as the saying goes, whoever pays the bills gets to call the shots. So I might own Google, but you might find that my biggest advertiser there is some company from China. And because they pay me the most amount of money, I almost cannot allow people on my platform to speak ill of China or that company or that community, etc. And it's unfortunately it's the way the world works. I hate it because it means there's no free speech, but it is what it is. We've seen Donald Trump be silenced. There's rumors that he might be back on Twitter now, and he thanked Elon Musk. I don't know if that's true. I still need to verify it. We've seen Andrew Tate being banned off a lot of social media platforms. We've seen Jordan Peterson lose his Twitter account. Obviously, people like Minister Louis Farrakhan can't even have social media accounts. Dr. Umar Johnson on certain platforms can't speak freely and truthfully about how he feels. And a whole host of other people. Kanye is just the latest in that string of people that have been silenced. Because you can't speak out against what is the international norm. Speaking out against the LGBTQI community, speaking out or supporting xenophobia, supporting homophobia, transphobia, being openly racist, prejudicial, having issues with certain nations, of which obviously hypocritically there are people that are allowed to speak ill of the Islamic community, calling them terrorists and the like. You don't get banned for that. You don't get shut down for that. That seems to be fine. A lot of black people get bashed in various ways on platforms, and that's fine. But there are certain communities that own certain platforms and are very powerful. And they control even the banking systems, the money systems, and you can't speak out against them. And if you try, you will feel the full force of their wrath. It's the way the world works. In South Africa, for example, if you're part of the ANC and you speak ill of the ANC, you get cancelled within the ANC. You might find in certain provinces that you actually get killed for that. If you're in the taxi industry and you want to speak ill against Santaco, some of the other taxi associations, speak ill about some of the big taxi bosses, you get killed. If you snitch or you speak out against some of the drug dealers, drug lords in this country, whether it's in the Western Cape with the Coloureds, or even in places like Gauteng with some of the European guys that are here that push drugs, you get taken out. If you go to places like China and you want to talk shit, China's known as a surveillance state, you will get taken out. The United Arab Emirates now in Dubai, again, has banned Nigerians from visiting there. So they won't give them visas. And Nigeria is just one of maybe 10 countries that they won't let in. If you're speaking rubbish against their people, you get taken out. If you go to a certain school, a certain church, even within your family, and you speak ill about an elder there, about someone who funds that space, you get cancelled and you get taken out. Kim Kardashian is protecting her family, is protecting her income. You can judge her all you want. But the reality is that in this world we live in, money is important for so many people, including a lot of you that are going to be watching this. That's why you'll never talk shit about your employer. That's why you'll never talk shit about the people that sponsor you or fund you. You'll never talk shit about your parents. Your mom may have been a hoe. She may have lied about the paternity of your dad. Your dad might be doing illegal shit. Your dad might be a cop who collects bribes. Your dad might be a politician who you know deals with illegal stuff. Your mom might be stealing stationery from the school she teaches at. She might be stealing medicine if she's a nurse. We protect these people. Why? Because they affect our livelihood. Kim Kardashian is protecting her family and her income because she knows that she works with a lot of Jewish people. Just as Kanye West has worked with a lot of Jewish people. They've invested in some of their endeavors. They've put them on platforms. They've helped them in various ways become the big brands they are today and to make the money they're making today. So Kim is saying, I will protect my family and I will protect my friends, my Jewish friends, and say I stand against this, whether it is Ye or whether it is anyone else, because it is wrong. It is wrong. People want Kim to stand up in solidarity with Kanye. Why? Why must she do that? Kim has not gone on platforms to say certain things that she feels. It's her choice. She has agency. It's her prerogative. Just as Kanye has got a right to say whatever he wants. Why must she stand in solidarity with him? They're not married. They're not together. Number one. Number two, it's his fight. We've seen too many Winnie Madikizela standing in solidarity with their husbands. And later on, when the husbands become these great things, they are shafted to the side. Sometimes those men turn against them. What happens if Kanye changes his tune in 3 months? Must Kim now change her tune as well? Which means she has no agency. She doesn't have a standpoint. She must have a standpoint. Kim Kardashian was a brand before she made Kanye West. Kanye West did not make Kim. Kanye West did not give Kim a leg up to become somebody. Kim Kardashian is a brand in her own right, and she has to protect her brand by all means. Whether it is against a Kanye, whether it is against her mom, whether it is against her kids, whether it is even against some of her friends and business associates. If she's like, my brand is not aligned to what you're saying, she will speak out. And she has to speak out. Why? Because if she keeps quiet, it means she stands in solidarity. She becomes complicit. It is the way the world works. If my brother goes out and says crazy shit out there, it will be expected that I say something. And I must say, I actually agree with my brother. Or you know what? I respect my brother for his views. I disagree with his views, but that's how it is. That's what causes family politics. People have to pick sides and which clique are you a part of? Nah, same with friendship circles. You can speak out and say, no, I disagree with Aunt Banban. She says the family is doing this. No, mina ngivumi auntie. Or uncle whoever. No, baba umkhulu, baba umncane, angivumi lento abayisho umalume. Oh, angivumelani nomalume mina, wrong lento eyenziwa kulo mndeni lo. Why somebody so taking inkomo kulo mndeni? That's how family politics works. That's how communal politics works. That's how politics works. That's how money works. Even at work politics. You guys end up siding with the boss that will give you the promotion. You guys can't talk shit about the company because you get flagged by HR. Next thing you're being retrenched. Kim Kardashian's allowed to have a voice. A lot of you guys with your little social media platforms are not honest. You're not honest about who pays you, how much they pay you, who you can speak out against and who you can't. Even within your families, you guys hide some of your molester uncles. You hide some of your toxic aunts. You protect them and you become complicit. And some of the people in the family speak out and say, no, this is rubbish. They get branded. Ooh, no one wants to be associated with her. She's the family hoe. Or he's the person in the family who talks shit. No, that's the person in the family who's honest. I'm telling you that I've come to realize that these platforms, they're not my home. They're not my home and we are not aligned in our values. That's why I've been permanently suspended off Twitter. That's why Facebook suspends me for 30 days at the time and every now and then. That's why on TikTok recently my account was flagged. That's why I've had YouTube videos taken down. That's why I can't go live on Facebook currently, and I can't go live on Instagram. These platforms are not my home. I've created my own online country on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on Facebook soon. And I'm going to be building my own website where I can say all the things I want to say, which are my truth. And if brands don't want to be associated with me, it's fine. At least I'll have a home. And other people who align with my values will find a home there. If they do not align with my values, I will kick them out. Unfortunately, it's how the way the world works. I will not be open to free speech that bashes me, bashes people that do good to me and some of my followers. I will not. You can go somewhere else and go work with those people. I'm seeing now, and it's becoming more clear, that there are people that think they stand for something, but they don't. Because if you look at where they work, who they work for, if you look at where they buy from and who they give their money to, if they look at what they can and cannot say on social media platforms, you realize that they've chosen sides. And when you come and you say something, they attack you. And they don't realize they're doing it on behalf of the sides they've picked. Because again, like Kanye, we're not used to seeing free thinkers, free speakers. It scares us. And it exposes how scared we are to speak out in solidarity with someone like that or against someone like that. We mumble in corners. Hey, but Andrew Tate is right. I'm like, but you've never said anything on social media. Hey, Baba, I don't want to be cancelled. I don't want to lose my job. I understand. I don't blame you. Money has become your God. And whoever feeds you controls your life. And those of us that have alternative thoughts, we are bashed, attacked by hypocrites. And it's fine. Same hypocrites who will protect people but then claim that's their enemy when it suits their agenda. It's a tough road we have up ahead. I'm trying to build my own little gang of panelists, of people that follow the penal kingdom, citizens, because I have values. They are in line with a lot of people out there, in line with maybe the British Empire, with Europeans, in line with Americans, in line with the Chinese, in line with the Arabs in the Middle East, in line with Africans. But then a lot of my thoughts also clash with the Europeans, with the British Empire, with the Americans, with the Asia, with the Middle East, and with a lot of Africans. But they are my unique values. They are my worldview. They speak to what I stand for because I have a standpoint. And I found that there are a lot of people that agree with me with my standpoint. It is not the popular standpoint. It is not the favorable standpoint of the United Nations or the World Economic Forum. It is not the favorable standpoint with BRICS. It is not the favorable standpoint with radical economic transformation or the Ankole faction or the Taliban faction. It is not a Pan-Africanist stance. It is not a black consciousness stance. It is not a stance with the Nation of Islam of Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is not a stance of Dr. Umar Johnson. It is not an Andrew Tate stance. It's not a Jordan Peterson stance. It is not a Joe Rogan stance, a Kanye West stance. Whatever. It is my stance. It's the Penwell stance. And that's what I've got that's why I've got my own religion, my own belief system, Penwellism. So I've got my own book. It has my different shades of what I believe in. And I'm trying to recruit and find my people so I can become a Jesus character of my beliefs. And I can get crucified on social media and I can get dragged and cancelled. And certain brands don't want to work with me. It's fine. The brands that align to my values will help me. And that's fine. The LGBTQI plus community decided enough is enough. They want to have their own voice. And they have built their own industry and they've built their own businesses. And they are happy to align with companies that value their money, value their labor, and value their beliefs and values. A lot of you claim to be pro-black, but you do not even belong to a group that is pro-black. You don't even belong to a group. You're not giving your money to pro-black initiatives. You're not. You're not on a pro-black social media platform. You're not buying from pro-black businesses. You're not working for pro-black companies. But you're out there blowing hot air, talking bullshit. You're not banking with black-owned banks. You're not. But you talk shit out there because it sounds cool and it makes you seem like a radical revolutionary and activist, which you're not. You're just a fucking hypocrite that suffers from cognitive dissonance. And those of us who are trying to maneuver around the world and be honest about what we can and cannot say, which platforms allow us to speak and not speak, the fact that we've been throttled so many times, we're realizing if we want to move smarter and attract our people, sure. And then the really, really aggressive, toxic, alternative stuff we'll discuss in the corners. in the WhatsApp groups, in the Telegram groups, until we have our own platforms where we can speak freely. Because free speech doesn't exist. There is no such thing as free speech. Ask your constitution, ask your Human Rights Council, Commission, ask the United Nations, ask anyone. There's no such thing as free speech. As long as you speak out against the people that own the money systems, the people that own the weapons, the people that run mainstream media, you're fucked. Jacob Gedle's Zuma tried to challenge some of these people and got cancelled. And you guys didn't stand up in solidarity with him. Some of your supposed heroes, Chris Hani, Bantu Bigo, Mangaliso Sobugwe, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, guys were gunned down and murdered and assassinated. Where were you? Where have you been? What the fuck are you doing to avenge them or to stand in solidarity with them? Nothing. Fucking nothing. Who are you spending your money with? Who are you giving your labor to, your ideas to? Which social media platforms are you using? Which mainstream media platforms are you consuming? Which political parties are you funding? Which civil organizations are you a part of? As leadership, as a member, as a paying member? Or do you speak out for on platforms? No one. Because you're a fucking coward. You're a pathetic coward that is just quick to bash people that actually have a standpoint. Because it fucking scares you. It scares you seeing a person out there that might even look like you taking a stand. And part of their stand actually means working with people that you don't like. And it angers you. But you don't see your hypocrisy because you're not working with those people. You're working for them. And you're buying from them and you're buying their products. And you hate Johan Rupert and you hate Nikki Oppenheimer and you hate Yanni Mouton and you hate Christo Visa, which is a whole bunch of bullshit because you're in their businesses every single fucking day. And you're consuming their products every single day. And you're using their services every day. And you're begging them to hire you every single day. And you're watching DSTV. You're using MultiChoice. You listen to some of their radio stations. You wear their clothing. But you claim they're the enemy. Fuck you, man. You fucking hypocrite. All I was trying to say is I support Kim Kardashian having her own voice. She has always been her own person, her own brand. She put her family on after her dad, Bobby Kardashian, Rob Kardashian. She's become a force to be reckoned with. She's influenced girls around the world. She ignited reality TV. And she helped the Jenner family as well become great. She's built industry, she's built business, she's made a lot of money. She's been married. She went and she collaborated and merged with Kanye West, and they have amazing, beautiful children who seem to be free thinkers, who are creative. But she's her own person. And she's made her own decisions. And she's tried to help Kanye because she felt he was wrong and lost as a loving partner. And where they couldn't see eye to eye, they split. And now she's her own person. And when Kanye says something which she disagrees with, she will vocalize it and say no. She is allowed to date whoever she wants. She is allowed to parent her children however the fuck she wants. If Kanye hates it, tough. We should not allow Kanye West to bully Kim. We should not allow Kim and her family to bully Kanye. People should have their own stance. And so many people out there are watching men be bullied by their baby mamas. Watching men be bullied by their marital families. Watching women being bullied by their husbands and the in-laws and having to submit. There's something wrong with that world. And again, we're not the same. But it shows that the way we reason and think and rationalize is not the same. But what hurts me is that you guys are hypocrites. When it suits you, you're feminists. When it suits you, the woman must submit. When it suits you, the man must provide. When it suits you, no man must dictate to a woman how to live. When it suits you, it's fine to have a blesser, blessee culture. When it suits you, no. But why can't women have a voice? Because you are hypocrites. Have a standpoint. Stick to your standpoint. Be vocal about it. Fight for it. On platforms where you cannot be fully free, let people know, guys, I'm sorry. I cannot be fully free here. But if you want my honest truth, let's meet up somewhere. Let's speak. And I'll tell you exactly how I feel. And don't be snakes. Don't record me there and then post it out there. Don't take screenshots of texts I send to you and then post them out, because it shows that you are evil and you're vile and you're trying to destroy me and you're a snake. And one day people will find you. One day people will fucking find you. I don't even know if the other disciples, I must actually go back and read the Bible. I don't know if the other disciples went and killed Judas Iscariot, the fucking snake. Because a lot of you guys don't avenge. America avenges. You bomb the Twin Towers, boy. They will not pray for you. They will not turn the other cheek. They will not talk about human rights violations. They will not talk out to violate. They will come and bomb the fuck out of you. They will sanction you. It is real cancel culture. Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe. They will cancel you, boy. You won't be able to make money. You won't be able to eat. There are certain groups in this world that make sure that you don't have a job. You can't trade. You can't make money. And as much as they are not killing you physically, they are killing your livelihood so that you go hungry. And not only you directly, but anyone who associates with you is red flagged. Don't get close to that person. Don't trade with sanctioned countries. Why is that country sanctioned? I've got a friend there. No, we're currently not getting along with. You're not getting along with them because of politics. Why am I involved? It's bullshit. That's why we needed Americans to speak out against George Bush and Barack Obama sending troops. That's why we need to speak out against Cyril Ramaphosa signing energy deals with the West that we don't agree with. That's why we have issues with some of the decisions that are made at the United Nations. We're like, he might be making that decision for the South African government and for the ANC, but we as South African citizens disagree with what he stands for. We disagree with what happened to Muammar Gaddafi. We disagree with the sanctioning of Zimbabwe under Robert Mugabe. Why not sanction Robert Mugabe? Why not say Robert Mugabe can't travel? He can't get money. Why are you punishing the Zimbabwean people? Because you want them to stand side by side with you to bully a leader that stands for them. It's wrong. Because you won't let them into America. You won't give them jobs in America. You won't give them money and food in America. But you will watch them suffer. That's wrong. And we're constantly being forced to pick sides. And you pick a side of people that will never even let you get into their country. That will not offer you asylum and a job and money. It's bullshit. And those people themselves, they hate each other. They don't want to unite. Do not unite around race. Do not unite around race. Do not unite around gender. I'm telling you now, it will end in tears. It will end in tears. Unite around a common vision, common values. That's what's important. If you happen to share the same race and gender, sure. But unite around the same values and vision and then hold each other accountable. And make sure that you're not just paying lip service. Are you funding this thing you claim to stand for? Are you offering labor? Are you offering other resources? Are you speaking out? Otherwise, you're a snake in the grass. And you're not one of us. You're one of them, perhaps. So yeah, interesting times up ahead. Interesting times up ahead. We're going to be speaking more and more about this and seeing how it goes. I still love Kanye very much. Amazing musician, probably the greatest musician of all time. One of the greatest minds, alternative thinkers, independent thinkers, deep thinkers, critical thinkers in the world, and maybe of all time as well. Very brave, a creator, he's created fashion, he's gone off grid, he's created institutions, he's pushed people to think differently, and I appreciate that from him more than anything. I don't have to agree with everything he stands for, but I appreciate the fact that he's a free thinker and he's willing to get crucified and stand for his truth. What's going to be interesting is the backlash from some of these communities. Already it started, but is he going to lose his wealth? Is he going to lose his voice? And more importantly, who's going to stand up and help Kanye and fund Kanye and stand in solidarity? Because a lot of the people that are going to be bashing the other communities are not going to be willing to stand in solidarity with Kanye, which is another form of hypocrisy. I support Kim taking care of her money, her income streams, taking care of her family and her children so that they're not bashed unnecessarily for the father's wishes and what he stands for. Winnie Madikizela, if she took up the fight during the struggle, we appreciate it and we applaud her. She was an amazing stalwart, Does she now need to get cancelled and bashed by Nelson Mandela and his new friends? No. And who stood in solidarity with Winnie? Besides the Julius Malema, for example. All the other ANC guys turned their back to her. She was there standing alone. How many people are willing to stand with you when it's tough? Willing to fight for you, willing to put up arms? How many people were willing to fund Jacob Zuma when he was being arrested? How many people protested in his name? How many people protested against the people that were protesting against Zuma? But you claim that you stand in solidarity with him. You guys don't mean it. You really don't. You haven't spent 100 rand, but then you'll bash that a Louis Liebenberg, a white man, is funding him. You'll bash Indians that are funding him and his family, but you're not willing to do it. You're not willing to go and work and volunteer for the Jacob Zuma Foundation. But you're quick to point fingers. You need to fix yourself. You need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, honestly, what do I stand for? What do you stand for? Do you even have a backbone? And if you're going to pick a side and stand for it and be brave and be open and be honest. Be like, this is who I stand for. I'm a proud Christian. I'm a proud Jehovah's Witness. This is who I stand for. This is where I send my money. This is where I send my labor. And I'm willing to defend these people, even if it means we need to get weapons and arms and fight for them. Who fought for the Zulu people that were gunned down in Phoenix, in Durban? You guys are waiting for Peggy Kele. It's not going to do that. You're waiting for Cyril Ramaphosa. It's not going to do that. Cyril Ramaphosa stood up for his business interests and for his mates at Lonmin at Marikana, where the miners were gunned down. He stood for what he was there, putting his hand up and saying, Tuma Mina, I will make sure that shit gets sorted out. He's not going to stand up for you. If you have a family member that was gunned down in Phoenix, what have you done for your family? Except wait for government. What have you done? Nothing. If you look at some people that join AfriForums and the like, which organization have you joined that fights against AfriForum? If AfriForum is taking Julius Malema to court, where's your other side that is funding Julius Malema to fight AfriForum? I disagree with AfriForum wanting an old apartheid flag. I disagree, and I've been vocal about it. I've said you can go and find the fucking videos. I've said I'm vocal about that. But where are your groups that are going to go and fight them in court? Which group have you joined where you're putting 100 rand for that? You're seeing people do good work. You've seen an Orania being built. Where's your community that you're building? Where are your leaders? ANC, EFF. You're hiding behind political parties that are doing nothing for you because you're too much of a coward. You're too weak to take accountability for yourself and say, at least I put my 100 rand there. At least I put my labor there. Whenever we have to volunteer, I'm there. Are you planting fruit trees in your neighborhood? You're not. Have you joined your community garden in your neighborhood? You haven't. Have you set up a WhatsApp group for your community to solve problems? Do you have a neighborhood watch and patrolling like Ontlantla Lux and Soweto Parliament? You're not. Or like Ian Cameron and Action Society in the Western Cape? You're not. Are you doing work similar to Gayton McKenzie and the Patriotic Alliance? You're not. Are you an independent candidate saying, look, I'm going to run for office. I want to be a member of parliament. I want to make a difference. You're not. Are you standing up for women? Are you buying from female-owned businesses? You're not. Are you working for a female-owned company? You're not. Are you buying products manufactured by women? You're not. As gay, as lesbian, as transgender, as bisexual, are you buying from businesses that are owned by people from the LGBTQI community? You're not. Are you working for a company that is owned by someone in the LGBTQI community? You're not. Are you part of an organization where you're funding the LGBTQI community? You're not. You're just quick to make noise on social media, but you do not actually believe in what you say you stand for. If I look at your money, it is clear that you almost side with an elite of white people and their black political puppets, because that's where your money is going. When I look at where your labor is going, you're working again for these elite companies. So your labor, all your energy and your ideas and your passion and your innovation is going to those same people to make them richer, to give them the same money to buy the same black political puppets. And then when it's time for you to, on the weekends, do volunteer work, to give back to your community, to go back to Ikasi where you grew up and go and fix and clean, go back to your family and educate them and upskill them, you're not there, nowhere to be seen. They're busy pointing fingers at ANC, EFF, DA, IFP. Those people are the puppets of the people that you buy from and the people that you work for. And you'll never take self-accountability. If you want to make a difference in your world, look at where you spend your money, look at where you spend your labor, look at where you spend your time, look at where you're volunteering, look at where you're cleaning up, where you're patrolling, where you're sending information and education. I go on YouTube on a daily basis and I offer education freely To people that follow me, to my subscribers, my 35,000 subscribers that I love so much, to the people that have joined as paying members. Those are people that are saying, Penelmin, I believe in you. I will give some of my money. I work somewhere. I'll take some of that money where I work and I will fund you because you speak a language I understand. You speak to a truth that I believe in. I want you to wake up more minds. So I will give you 100 Rand, 200 Rand to carry on going. I believe in you. Thank you, Pen. There are people that are saying, look, I want you to advertise my business on your platform to your subscribers and your viewers, but also because I believe in you, Pen. I like your voice. Here's some of my money to you. There are people that are buying my books because they believe in what I stand for and I appreciate it. So I'm asking you, what are you doing and who are you speaking for? What are you standing for? Are you supporting those people? And what are they doing for you? I'm doing work.